Hello on a Monday morning. First things first, my colleague Chris McGinness back from his paternity leave.
Hi.
We've staffed up our weather department again.
Because Rod put a snowflake on the 7 days, so
yes.
Now we're all in here, all on board for the next 7 days.
But you know, this has been a topic of conversation, the fact that we've had all these days with south wind pushes and mild temperatures. It was a couple days ago it hit when a front came in. I don't remember if it was Friday or Saturday, whenever that was. I think it was Saturday. When the front came in at 9 o'clock in the evening, the temperature of PDX spiked at 62, and that was the record for the day. Anyway, so what we're talking about is that for the first time this winter, forecast models are gathering cold air coming out of Canada and spilling down into the northwest and giving us, as forecasters, at least a period of time that we'll be watching for the potential of some valley snow.
So let's go ahead and show one of those models that Rod's talking about here. And then what you're looking at here are an air mass temperature forecast. So this is up at about 5,000 feet. This is the 850 millibar level. I'm
going to play this. We started it today, and I'm just going to play this into. Here we are Sunday, and what we want you to notice are these purple areas. That's the cold air, and generally speaking, that's cold enough air aloft at 5,000 feet to have a snow chance down here in the valley. Now here's Monday of next week. Watch the purples gather. That's Tuesday morning. And then that is going into Wednesday morning. And still, we are in cold enough air finally coming out of Canada that this would be the potential of some valley snow. Now, we're not sitting here telling you there's a big snowstorm setting up, but we are telling you for the very first time this winter season, we have an air mass cold enough that we will need to be watching it closely.
Every single day, right? Because every little weather system that comes in an air mass that cold could be just enough to produce a quick shot of some freezing rain or snow. And in fact, to that point, one of the warmer models, the Euro at this point, actually does show some snow in the valley. We can take you over here.
Yeah, Jay, see the monitors? Chris is going to show you over
This is kind of right here. And this is, granted, this is out, 8 days. And as Rod so aptly pointed out, all models in the wintertime show snow 8 days out. But in any event, that's showing some fairly low snow levels here in the Portland metro area, centered on or about Monday into Tuesday.
Yeah.
So that's one time frame that we're looking at.
So we started talking about this last week, and we said there was a front coming in this coming Friday, which still looks to be kind of a wet, windy day at times. And then behind that front, eventually the air would get colder over the weekend. And the update is that there is at least, seems to be, the chance of some moisture in the air next Monday and Tuesday that would lead to the possibility of some valley snow. Now, I mean, don't add anything or delete anything from the story I just told you. That's really all we know right now.
And we can kind of walk you through that part of the forecast. This is from the climate. From NCEP, let's get that right. This is the GFS model, and we're looking out towards our Friday storm. So here that thing comes in, and as we advance this a little bit, just like Rod said, it looks like a breezy, windy day, and then behind that, you see these blue lines that are kind of gathering here offshore. That is the lowering of the 500 millibar heights, that colder air coming in, and we're stuck then, as that system passes, in days where the atmosphere is cold enough that any little blip that comes in offshore would be something that would be worth watching.
What's interesting is there are a lot of models. I'm sure you realize now. We always talk about the European model, the Canadian models, a couple of American models.
This is the GFS model.
But it's one of those American models. If you go all the way back to October, when I was working on and eventually publishing my winter outlook, that bit hard on a cold air episode for us in January. That model has been consistent, and over the last 2 weeks, the Canadian model has decided to join it with this cold air coming in January. And now the warmest of the models, the Euro, which is what Chris showed you on the monitor a while ago, actually agrees that, gosh, there could be some snow here at some point next week. So right now you would say confidence is building that at the very least, we're going to get into some good old-fashioned colder winter temperatures as January evolves in the coming weeks.
And a lot of talk about, will there not be valley snow? But this is also great news for the ski resorts, because we're going to get days of heavy snow events up in the Cascade ski resorts. So that's
Timberline
great.
And Meadows finally made it up to at least a 50-inch base on the ground as of earlier this morning. So, maybe the ski season is now finally taking off, and with a promising most days showing a low snow level in terms of the Cascade Passes, there's really reason to believe that January is just going to blossom into a wonderful snowpack up in the Cascades.
Camera J over there
growing
smiling.
snowpack.
So stay tuned.
So, I don't know. Do we have anything else to say? This is really about giving you a heads up that you want to start paying attention to the weather forecast.
More so than anybody usually
weather.
pays attention to, Rod.
Thank you. So we'll see. But right now we're really watching starting next week, and there's reason to believe that really the entire back half of January could at least average below normal temperatures for us.
Yeah, little difference, a little dip in the thermometer coming our way the next 7 days or so. Yeah.
I'm Weatherman signing off. You are
Peace.
just going to say peace. All right.
Stay tuned.